while the woman was still crammed into a tiny rental apartment, worrying about how she'd make ends meet tomorrow. Her first love from her school days had already become a renowned director with countless awards to his name. He even went so far as to boldly declare, right in front of all the cameras, that he hadn't forgotten his first love for the past 15 years and vowed to win her back. But Anna, watching from her screen, felt not a shred of hope. Her heart was filled with self-doubt. Back then, the two had promised to become the greatest directors together, but now she's just a lowly reporter. She thought he was just joking on TV, but to her surprise, David actually showed up at Anna's company the very next day. Unaware of this, Anna was still arguing with her boss over a camera angle when she turned around, completely off guard, and saw that familiar face. As their eyes met, her mind went blank. Instinctively, she ducked under her desk and didn't peek out until quite a while later. She breathed a sigh of relief after watching everyone leave, but the very next second, David appeared right in front of her. This familiar scene immediately reminded her of everything that happened 15 years ago. Back then, Anna's mind was filled with dreams of becoming a director. She spent all day holding her camera, capturing everything around her, until a young boy burst into her frame. That handsome profile made Anna can't help but whisper, "He's so handsome." At that moment, David noticed her too. His eyes crinkled as he mouthed a greeting to her. Caught red-handed, Anna instinctively flinched backward. In her panic, she bumped her forehead against the window. She thought they'd never cross paths again, but at the opening ceremony the next day, fate brought them together once more. The principal was delivering a passionate, rambling speech under the blazing sun when Anna suddenly rolled her eyes and collapsed straight onto the ground. David was the first to rush over. Without a word, he hoisted her onto his back and sprinted toward the infirmary. But the moment the teacher turned away, Anna instantly regained her energy. It turned out she simply didn't want to listen to the principal's speech, so she'd planned with her best friend to fake fainting and slip away. She hadn't expected him to beat her to it. From then on, the two gradually grew closer. Before meeting Anna, David had never had a dream of his own. His life had always been mapped out by his father. But Anna was different. Her eyes always sparkled, filling David with a vitality he'd never felt before. One day, Anna spent the entire afternoon crouched on the scorching rooftop in the height of summer, waiting to capture the perfect sunset shot. When David found her, he couldn't bear to wake her, so he quietly stayed by her side. By the time Anna woke up groggily, it was already pitch black outside. The two tiptoed away, but were still spotted by a security guard on patrol. Holding hands, they ran for their lives under the cover of night, the scorching wind of youth filling the hems of their clothes, frozen into the most heart-fluttering scene in their memories. After finally shaking off the security guard, the two were so exhausted they bent over, gasping for breath. Just as David let go of her hand, Anna, who could barely stand, grabbed his little finger. But David didn't actually hear what Anna said clearly, because his entire focus was on that little finger she was clutching so tightly. The warm sensation traveled from her fingertip all the way into his heart. After that day, David had a crystal-clear dream. He would do everything in his power to make Anna's dream come true. So whenever Anna went out to practice photography, David became her most loyal assistant by her side. One day, they ran into a drunken thug who snatched Anna's camera and hurled it violently to the ground. David lunged forward and shielded the camera with his body. The thug wouldn't let up and kicked him hard. David didn't utter a sound. He simply clutched the camera tightly to his chest until the police arrived and took the man away. His first instinct was to check if the camera was damaged. Anna was both angry and heartbroken. But for David, protecting the camera meant protecting Anna's dream. He looked up earnestly and finally confessed his feelings. In that instant, Anna's heart seemed to skip a beat. From that moment on, they became each other's first loves and spent the brightest, happiest days of their lives together. They promised to become directors together one day and make a movie of their own, where their names would appear side by side in the credits. But the storm of fate struck without warning. David suddenly left without a word and moved abroad. From then on, they lost all contact until they reunited many years later. One was a struggling young reporter, the other a world-renowned director. Their starkly different circumstances left Anna feeling nothing but inferiority and anger at being abandoned by him all those years ago. Faced with David's attempts to reconnect, Anna could only resist, not even wanting the slightest connection with him. But David didn't back down. To clear up the misunderstanding between them, he found out that Anna, to make ends meet, was selling off her treasured collection of old videotapes. So he posed as an ordinary buyer and sent her a message, not only offering double the asking price, but also insisting on an in-person transaction. Anna didn't suspect a thing. The next day, she rushed over carrying a bag full of videotapes. As soon as she stepped out of the subway, she saw the very person she didn't want to see. She quickly hid her face behind her hair, hoping to slip past him unnoticed. But David called out her online nickname from behind. Only then did Anna realize that the mysterious buyer was David. Feeling both embarrassed and angry, she refused to sell them under any circumstances. David immediately raised the price tenfold. This made Anna, who was short on cash, hesitate. But the next second, David pulled a screenplay out of his bag. Anna froze on the spot. It was the promise they'd written together 15 years ago,